Tick tock, Manitou walk. Your silence breeds complacency. Tick tock, Manitou walk.
Hello everybody, how are you today? You are tuned in to Eric Jose on Making a Murderer on YouTube. I go over Steven Avery and Brendan Dassey's cases. I also go over other cases as time goes by. I go over the documents, the pictures, videos, anything really case related for that matter. And I have many other videos that you can check out, just like the one you're about to see. Alright, hey everybody, pretty exciting news today, eh? MAM 2. We now have a release date, October 19th, which is not long, about maybe 3 weeks or so. We'll be able to see what's going on there with MAM 2. Now, obviously, for those of us, you know, that have been following from the beginning and reading all the court documents and staying, you know, informed, MAM 2 may not have a whole lot that's going to shock us or anything, but you know, I'm not going into MAM 2 expecting it to have a bunch of groundbreaking things that I don't know. I expect it's going to be recapping what's been going on in these cases for everybody, the wider world, the people that haven't been following it closely. And I think right now is when a lot of people are going to find out what happened to Brendan. And like they're going to become aware of it. Obviously, it's not like what was happening with Brendan was a secret, but I just don't think that the wide world, like everybody that tuned in to watch MAM, I don't think the wide world really knew what was going on with Brendan. So that's one thing that I'm actually hopeful for with MAM 2, that it's going to bring it right back around to Brendan again. And the attention's going to be back on Brendan, and people are going to be talking about Brendan again, going, what happened here? He won twice, and then this some on bank thing happened, and then like it was reversed, you know, and then the Supreme Court of the United States decided it wasn't even worth a look, you know. I mean, so people are gonna, you know, they're gonna have some opinions about the fact that he won twice, and then the state, you know, files for the on bank review. I call it filing for a Hail Mary, personally. That's what it was. But they got lucky and it worked. It actually worked. So, but yeah, we're looking forward to MAM 2 here. Yeah, definitely number one to bring the attention back around to Brendan. But obviously now what MAM 2 is going to go through is it's going to go through for everybody. For people to just sit down in their living room and watch a TV show that's going to show them what's been going on in the case. What Zellner's been bringing up and what Zellner's been bringing to the table, and how the state has been ignoring that. We also know, that the fact that Calumet County reopened the Teresa Halbach investigation, there's going to be something in there about that. There's just been a lot of notable things that have happened in these two cases since Making a Murderer came out. And I would imagine that Making a Murderer 3 is already, being thought about for maybe in another 2 or 3 years, when, with a little hope and a little, luck, maybe both of the cases will be wrapped up by then, and they can do a wrap up. And I think what they wanted to be doing with this one was a wrap up. But life is always morphing and changing, and you gotta roll with the punches and think on the fly. So they're now just gonna, I would think, just update the wider world of what most of us, most of the people that are here watching my channel, most of us already know, but I'm anxious for the wider world to know. That's what I think is going to be crucial, because once more people are talking about it again, it's going to create, I talk about this sometimes, creating a chatter or creating a buzz. That's just something that's like so that everybody always knows that these issues haven't gone away, because there's always a buzz. There's always somebody here talking about it, or somebody there talking about it, or whatever. And so people always, it just keeps the issue kind of ever present. And that's what I'm anxious for with MAM2, is that it's going to create that again. And just when Zellner's going to be, going into her filings with the Court of Appeals. And with a little luck, we'll have now a bunch more supporters following along in the process. And watching, how it all works, and reading the court documents and that sort of thing, and getting informed. That's ultimately what I love to see, is that the more people supporting and wanting to see a change, and wanting to and just not accepting this situation for what it is. So like I said, tremendously excited about MAM2. Like I said, they're probably going to be going over all of Zellner's evidence. They're going to be going over Brendan and what happened with him, that whole long drawn out process. So I anticipate it's going to be, a few episodes at least. I hope, maybe even as much as 8 episodes or so. I don't know. We'll find out on the 19th. But pretty exciting stuff. As I said, it's not going to really hold anything, crucial for those of us who have been digging and reading and following along for the last 2.5 years. But it's going to be interesting to see what MAM is going to, what Making a Murderer 2 is going to, show for the wider world, to see how much of what happened here they're going to show. And so that's going to be really the most interesting part for me. But I'm totally excited to watch it. Even though I know what's going to be there, I'm excited to watch it and see what the filmmakers put in. Not only that, but because when I was at the rally in June, there was a camera crew out there. They never said who they were. They never, they weren't, and they didn't have any labeling, like, or anything, but stood to reason it was probably connected with MAM. So it'd be kind of cool to see some of my friends that were there at the rally, possibly in MAM, and then I know the camera crew was really, really focusing in on the international supporters that were at the rally. There was a very sweet Dutch couple that was there. The camera crew interviewed them for a fair amount of time. My friend Mark Hodnott, who was there, they interviewed him for quite a while. And anybody that was from out of country, and then they, some of the main supporters that were there, a lot, the ones that were, the ones that are a big part of, organizing the rally and everything that goes into it. So they were they ended up interviewing some people. So I'm looking forward to maybe seeing some of my friends up there in MAM2, which might be kind of cool. So fair amount of things to look forward to, but honestly, let me know what you think MAM2 is going to have in it. What are your thoughts that MAM2 is going to say, and what it's going to, what might be in there that maybe I missed? I don't know. Anyways, if you haven't already, please hit subscribe, and we'll see you.